has always been about how do we bridge this new world with a traditional kind of, people call it TradFi, traditional finance. And at Ripple has always been that bridge. We started around payments and we sell into banks. A stable coin, the demand for stable coins has exceeded, I think, what people thought. It's a $150 billion asset class right now. Some forecast it to be over 2-3 trillion in a few years. The players in that space, particularly one called Tether, is a non-US based entity. And the US, frankly, is kind of going after that because they want this to be regulated. Just yesterday, there's a new bill introduced in the Senate to create some stablecoin legislation, which I think is a positive step of like, hey, finally, we might get some forward momentum there. But I think that market's going to grow a lot. I think a US-based player who is compliance first has a great role to play.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And very much a traditionalist. I like staying with the dollar. You know that from when I was there. It's make the dollar the choice. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin, cryptos, and stocks pulling back. Like I stated, guys, we're going to be on a roller coaster ride for the next 2 weeks. And do not forget, we have Bitcoin futures contracts ending on Friday. Now, we have Strike launches in Europe. And guys, we know it's all about adoption. The digital asset space is moving fast right in front of the sheep's eyes, but they stay distracted on things that don't matter. Make sure you watch the video I did last night about BlackRock and H-Bar. But we have plenty of big banks and big corporations integrating this technology. Remember, the big banks and big corporations funded crypto from the beginning. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which are up. We have the dollar, which is slightly up. We have volume in crypto, slightly up. And then we have Tether and USDC. And Tether says it will freeze wallets trying to evade Venezuelan sanctions. And we know that Tether movie is coming. Now, we know Ripple also was using USDT and Bitcoin. And like Brad Garlinghouse stated, the government is coming down on Tether. And that's the reason why they're doing their own stable coin. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And then, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $435 billion, as we can see, is moving up. And we know if we didn't have this repo, yield rates would have been over 5 to 6% when you're looking at the 10-year yield. Remember, no one wants this long-term paper. And we have the dealers stepping in, even saving the short-term paper. High rates for longer is going to destroy the global economy. Remember, these central banks were moving in lockstep. And they've already set up the distractions. We have the drums are beating, cyber attacks, climate crisis, as in the video I did last night. So the master magicians are about to pull off the trick. And remember, when the drums got to beating, Bitcoin fell. And we know it had nothing to do with Bitcoin because all the cryptos fell. So we know it was nothing but an algorithm. We know the Fed just doesn't say they took your money. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale all down. Now we have Hong Kong Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs to start trading April 30th. And we have Jerome Powell in the house on the 1st, and we know they like markets to look decent. Now we have the SEC delays making a decision on Franklin Templeton spot Ethereum ETF. And guys, we know we have to have a movie first before it's approved, because we know DeFi is definitely the new banking, and these small and medium-sized banks have to be destroyed. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have Solana DEX aggregator Jupiter acquires Ultimate Wallet as part of a mobile push. And guys, we know it's all about adoption, and we know Solana was left for dead, but we know it was all part of a plan. Now, if you have my NWO book, you know all about Peter Thiel. We have Peter Thiel Founders Fund take a stake in Crypto Accelerator Alliance. And this is how the NWO funds major projects. And they get to pick the winners and losers, and then also steal technology. Now we have WorldCoin subsidiary World Assets expect to sell WorldCoin tokens from Treasury to support network growth. And they're just getting prepared for the bear market. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Jack Dorsey's block is building a Bitcoin mining system. And Bitcoin mining cannot be decentralized. It's already in the hands of the few. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, guys, the movie continues. We have U.S. prosecutor says Binance founder CZ should get at least 36 months. Now I can see CZ leaving Binance, but turning himself in when he could have easily went to China, it makes no sense whatsoever. And where the United States got this $4 billion fine is unbelievable. And when you look at FTX, every time you turned around, it was billions being found. Remember, guys, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. Sit back, get your popcorn, and let it play out. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team. Save the Village. Part 2. King Yahshua and Grandma King save New York. From COVID-33, Part 3. King Yahshua and Grandma King goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.